Ferrari, the name that defines speed, passion, and pure racing DNA, has done the unthinkable. The brand that swore it would never build an SUV has unleashed a $400,000 machine that shakes the very foundation of its legacy. This is the Purosangue, not just an SUV, but a four-door, V12-powered revolution that splits fans between awe and outrage. Some call it a betrayal, others the boldest Ferrari ever made. But one thing is certain, this thoroughbred isn't just rewriting Ferrari's history, it's rewriting the future of performance itself. Buckle up, because this ride is about to get dramatic. The birth of a forbidden Ferrari. For decades, Ferrari resisted the idea of building an SUV. Enzo Ferrari himself would have scoffed at the notion. His vision was always crystal clear. Ferrari was about uncompromising speed, pure performance, and cars that belonged on the racetrack, not in suburban driveways. When brands like Porsche, Lamborghini, Bentley, and even Rolls-Royce joined the SUV trend, Ferrari stood firm. To them, SUVs were heavy, bulky, and a betrayal of Ferrari's racing DNA. Yet behind the scenes, the pressure was mounting. The global luxury market was shifting. Billionaires wanted practicality alongside performance. Lamborghini's Urus exploded in popularity, Porsche's Cayenne became a sales phenomenon, and Rolls-Royce's Cullinan dominated the ultra-luxury space. Ferrari couldn't ignore the numbers any longer. But here's the twist. They wouldn't just build any SUV, they would create something entirely unique. In 2018, Ferrari finally confirmed what enthusiasts had long speculated. The prancing horse was entering the SUV battlefield. But they refused to call it an SUV. They named it Purosangue, Italian for thoroughbred. The name alone was a message to the world. This wasn't Ferrari diluting its DNA. This was Ferrari expanding it. A four-door, four-seater Ferrari, but still a purebred in every sense. The Purosangue wasn't a compromise. It was Ferrari's way of saying, if we're going to do this, we're going to do it our way. And that's exactly what they did. A $400,000 price tag. Why so expensive? At first glance, the Purosangue's $400,000 price tag seems outrageous. After all, you could buy a Lamborghini Urus or an Aston Martin DBX for nearly half the price. So what makes this SUV command such a premium? The answer lies in Ferrari's unique positioning. Unlike other luxury brands, Ferrari has never chased volume sales. Exclusivity is the cornerstone of its empire. With the Purosangue, Ferrari didn't want a mass-market SUV. They wanted a statement of rarity. Production is capped at around 20% of Ferrari's total output, ensuring demand will always exceed supply. Then comes the engineering. This is not a platform borrowed from another brand, nor is it a rebadged SUV with a Ferrari badge. The Purosangue was built from scratch, designed to be a Ferrari first and an SUV second. The cost of research, development, and bespoke engineering skyrocketed, and that reflects in its price. Add to that the fact that every Ferrari customer expects unparalleled customization, paint finishes, hand-stitched interiors, carbon fiber accents, and even personalized insignias. The Purosangue isn't just a car, it's a work of art tailored to each buyer. And then, of course, there's the V12 engine under the hood. While competitors lean on turbocharged V8s or hybrid systems, Ferrari gave the Purosangue a naturally aspirated 6.5-liter V12, one of the last of its kind. That alone makes it worth the asking price. This isn't a family SUV. This is a rolling piece of Ferrari's legacy, a car that says to its owner, you didn't just buy an SUV, you bought the rarest, most exclusive family Ferrari ever made. Design, the Ferrari spirit in SUV form. When Ferrari revealed the Purosangue, the world gasped. This wasn't your average boxy SUV. It was something entirely different. Ferrari didn't want the Purosangue to look like a stretched hatchback or a lifted sports car. Instead, they created a design that blends the aggressive stance of a supercar with the practicality of an SUV. The front fascia screams Ferrari, slim LED headlights integrated into aerodynamic blades, a sculpted hood that hints at the beast beneath, and massive intakes that give it a predatory glare. The side profile is sleek and athletic, with a sloping roofline that avoids the bulky silhouette of traditional SUVs. Then comes the rear, a bold mix of quad taillights, muscular haunches, and 4 massive exhaust tips. But perhaps the most dramatic design feature is the rear hinged back doors. Instead of conventional SUV doors, Ferrari gave the Purosangue suicide-style openings, adding both flair and functionality. Step inside, and the design story continues. The cabin is a blend of Ferrari's racing heritage and modern luxury. The driver's cockpit feels like a fighter jet, steering wheel with drive mode selectors, paddle shifters, and a digital cluster that prioritizes performance. But unlike Ferrari's two-seaters, the Purosangue's cabin stretches comfortably for 4 adults. Every surface is covered in premium materials: leather, Alcantara, carbon fiber, crafted to perfection. The design isn't just about looks, it's about making a statement. Ferrari wanted the Purosangue to stand apart, not just from SUVs, but from every car on the road, and they succeeded. Performance, a V12 like no other. At the heart of the Purosangue lies its crown jewel, a 6.5-liter naturally aspirated V12. In a world where turbocharging and hybridization dominate, Ferrari doubled down on tradition. The engine produces a staggering 715 horsepower and 528 pound-feet of torque, propelling this 2.2-ton SUV from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.3 seconds. That's supercar territory, but it's not just about speed, it's about the way it feels. The roar of the V12 is a symphony, a sound that connects directly to Ferrari's racing heritage. Every press of the throttle unleashes a crescendo that no turbocharged SUV can replicate. Power is sent to all 4 wheels, but Ferrari engineered the system to prioritize the rear, ensuring it still drives like a Ferrari sports car. The 8-speed dual-clutch transmission shifts with lightning precision, keeping the engine alive in every gear. Handling, too, is nothing short of extraordinary. With adaptive suspension, rear-wheel steering, and advanced aerodynamics, the Purosangue defies its size. It corners with agility, grips the road with confidence, and delivers thrills usually reserved for 2-door supercars. Ferrari calls it the driver's SUV, and they mean it. Behind the wheel, it doesn't feel like an SUV. It feels like a Ferrari that just happens to have 4 doors and a taller stance. This performance isn't just impressive, it's revolutionary. The Purosangue proves that an SUV can be a thoroughbred Ferrari without compromise. The rivals, Urus, DBX, and Cullinan. The luxury SUV battlefield is crowded with powerful rivals. Lamborghini has the Urus, a twin-turbo V8 monster that blends speed and aggression. Aston Martin offers the DBX707, a refined yet ferocious SUV aimed at wealthy enthusiasts. Rolls-Royce dominates with the Cullinan, a palace on wheels designed for those who value comfort over cornering. So where does the Purosangue fit in? At first glance, it might seem overpriced compared to these options. The Urus costs nearly half as much, and the DBX offers similar performance for less. But here's the catch. The Purosangue isn't trying to compete on price, it's competing on exclusivity and heritage. Lamborghini may have the Urus, but Ferrari has the legacy of Formula One, Le Mans victories, and a brand aura that no one can touch. The Purosangue isn't just another fast SUV, it's a Ferrari, and that changes everything. Buyers aren't just purchasing horsepower or features. They're purchasing a ticket into Ferrari's elite club, a club that doesn't welcome everyone, even if they have the money. That exclusivity is what sets the Purosangue apart. In fact, many Ferrari customers who buy it already own multiple Ferraris. For them, the Purosangue isn't their first Ferrari, it's their family Ferrari. It's the one they drive when they need practicality without giving up the prancing horse spirit. Against rivals, the Purosangue may not be the cheapest or even the most practical, but it is the most iconic. And for Ferrari enthusiasts, that's worth every penny. Lifestyle. The Ferrari for every day. Ferraris have always been seen as weekend cars, machines you take out for a spirited drive, but not the ones you use for grocery runs or school pickups. The Purosangue changes that. Suddenly, owning a Ferrari isn't just about track days or glamorous nights. It's about everyday life. With 4 seats, generous legroom, and even a proper trunk, the Purosangue is Ferrari's most practical car ever. Yet practicality doesn't mean compromise. The interior is packed with technology, dual digital displays, premium audio, and advanced driver assistance features. It's luxurious, but still unmistakably a Ferrari. Imagine pulling up to a school in a Ferrari SUV or arriving at a ski resort in the Italian Alps, engine roaring as snow falls around you. The Purosangue opens up new possibilities for Ferrari owners. For the first time, they can take the whole family on a Ferrari road trip. They can use their Ferrari daily without sacrificing comfort. And yet, they never lose that Ferrari thrill. It's this blend of practicality and passion that makes the Purosangue revolutionary. It doesn't replace Ferrari sports cars. It complements them. For many, it's the everyday Ferrari they've been waiting for. And that makes it more than just an SUV, it makes it a lifestyle. The critics and controversy. Of course, not everyone welcomed the Purosangue with open arms. Some critics argue Ferrari betrayed its DNA. To them, the idea of a Ferrari SUV is sacrilege, a dilution of everything Enzo Ferrari stood for. They point to the brand's history, its commitment to racing, and its reputation for building uncompromising performance machines. An SUV, they argue, is too practical, too commercial, too mainstream. Then there's the price. At $400,000, many wonder if the Purosangue is simply Ferrari cashing in on the SUV craze. Some say it's overpriced compared to rivals. Others claim it's a vanity project designed for billionaires who already own Ferraris. But here's the paradox. The controversy only makes the Purosangue more desirable. Ferrari has always thrived on being polarizing. Every time they've broken tradition, whether with front-engine cars, turbocharged engines, or hybrids, critics complained, and yet Ferrari emerged stronger. The Purosangue is no different. For every purist who rejects it, there are 10 wealthy enthusiasts lining up to buy it. And because Ferrari caps production, demand will always exceed supply. In the end, the controversy isn't a weakness. It's part of Purosangue's story. Just like the car itself, the debate around it ensures one thing: the Purosangue will never be ignored. The future of Ferrari. The Purosangue isn't just a car. It's a glimpse into Ferrari's future. For decades, Ferrari relied on sports cars to define its brand. But as the automotive world shifts toward electrification, SUVs, and practicality, even Ferrari must adapt. The Purosangue proves Ferrari can expand without losing its identity. It shows that Ferrari can build a four-door, four-seat machine without compromising its racing DNA. And it sets the stage for what's to come. Ferrari has already announced hybrid and fully electric models in its future lineup. Could we one day see a hybrid Purosangue? Or even an all-electric version? Possibly. But what's certain is that Ferrari will do it on its own terms, just as it did with the Purosangue. The car isn't just about today, it's about tomorrow. It tells the world Ferrari isn't afraid to evolve, to embrace new markets, to push boundaries. And if the Purosangue is any indication, Ferrari's future will be just as thrilling, just as controversial, and just as iconic as its past. The legend of the Purosangue. The Ferrari Purosangue is more than just a car. It's a contradiction, a revolution, and a masterpiece all at once. It's Ferrari breaking its own rules, daring to do what it once swore it never would. At $400,000, it's not the cheapest, not the most practical, but perhaps the most significant SUV ever made. It proves that Ferrari can stay true to its DNA while exploring new horizons. It challenges tradition, sparks controversy, and redefines what a Ferrari can be. For some, it's a betrayal. For others, it's a dream come true. But one thing is certain, the Purosangue has cemented its place in Ferrari's history. A thoroughbred indeed. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Ferrari Purosangue, the $400,000 super SUV rewriting automotive history, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss our latest documentaries on the world's most fascinating cars. And tell us in the comments, do you think the Purosangue is a masterpiece or a mistake?